A new real-life iPhone 15 Pro casting has finally leaked, giving us the closest look at the iPhone 15 experience yet, and even better, the most detailed 15 Pro renders were released over the weekend. So what I'm gonna do in this video is dig deep into every little detail and finish off with some brand new major leaks for the entire lineup that might just make you consider a different model later this year. So let's jump right into it. Just this morning on the Chinese version of TikTok, the new 15 Pro dummy casting was revealed, and it honestly looks different than what I expected. You can watch the video right here. Let's do it right now. Look at that. It looks absolutely beautiful, and oh my goodness, did you see that camera bump? Let's pause it right there. There it is, the massive 15 Pro camera bump. People thought that Apple was already crazy for the 14 Pro's camera bump. That is even bigger. The whole square glass cutout is bigger. Every single camera bump separately is bigger and wider and deeper as well. Just look at it from that angle right there. It sticks out almost as much as the actual thickness of the phone itself. Now, the really interesting thing that I'm noticing here is that if you look really closely right at the top, you can see the redesigned edge of the iPhone where it curves into the glass. And honestly, I thought there would be more of a curve compared to what I'm seeing right now. It almost looks like the 14 Pro until you notice that curve right there on the edge. And then now looking at the bottom, you can see the new USB-C port. You got that more rounded, larger shape of that port. We have basically the same layout for the speaker grills right there on the bottom. And I will show you some brand new renders from Ian Zelbo that show really close-up detail. Right here on the front, of course, we see the dynamic island is gonna be sticking around once again, but look here on the side. There you go, that is the new fully unison volume rocker. Instead of having two separate pieces like we've had for years on the iPhone, we now have one uniform piece, which is gonna be really interesting. And of course, we made videos talking about how the haptics are gonna work. There's actually gonna be a haptic motor built right behind that volume rocker that'll make it feel like a physical click, but it's not actually a physical button. Of course, we have a good look at the action button, the new one that is fully replacing the mute switch. Yes, after 16 years of having a mute switch, since the original iPhone, it is now going away, so that looks great. But there you go, that is a beautiful new iPhone 15 Pro. And to be honest, it looks a lot more similar to the current model than I thought the redesign would be, which is a little bit disappointing, but I think it still looks good. And now let's get into Ian Zelbo's renders that he released over the weekend. These are by far the most close up that I've ever seen. Just take a look at this. We have the new titanium frame in this kind of space black titanium finish. But if you look really closely, you can see how the glass on the front is no longer flat. It now curves into the edge of that titanium frame. Right here in these images, you can see a close-up from the side of the camera bump, and of course it is absolutely massive. But the detail that I noticed is that the actual black lens part is so much longer than it was before. Previously, you would have this extra metal casing around it, as you can see in this image right here, where you have the entire lens broken up into different parts. This black lens part is so much longer than before, and he gives a really good look at the new volume rocker and the new action button right there on the side. I'm so excited to see how that's gonna work. I think it's gonna be fully programmable. And then now right here at the bottom, we get a full close-up of the brand new USB-C port. But the one thing you'll notice if you look really closely, there's these really nice lines that go around the port itself. So it's gonna be metal, very high quality. And then the one thing I noticed in this render right here is the insanely thin bezels. Apparently, the iPhone 15 Pro will have the thinnest bezels of any phone ever. Not just any iPhone, any phone ever, 1.55 millimeters. That is the difference we can expect on the new 15 Pro. It's just gonna make it a much more immersive experience. Even though we have the dynamic island, which is annoying, the bezels being that thin will be incredible. But the one thing that I'm personally excited for is the brand new color, which is this deep red, and apparently they even have the color code 410D0D. That looks awesome, and I'm definitely buying that model later this year. Now, of course, those renders came from Ian Zelbo, so definitely follow him on Twitter because he does an amazing job. And if you're wondering how he got those to be so detailed, well, last month, Unknowns21 posted a real image of the iPhone 15 Pro right here at the bottom, and you can see all those circular details that Ian added into his renders. They're directly from Unknowns21 and this leaked image, and of course you could see that texture of that titanium, and he confirmed it himself. Yes, it is titanium, so that is amazing. And then for all the other missing pieces, we also had the exclusive case renders from Max Weinbach that showed the exact renders showing off the new redesigned curve, the camera bumps, everything else is directly from Max Weinbach, so that's how we were able to get those amazing renders. But then we got some brand new leaks over the weekend from Shrimp Apple Pro confirming a bunch of other details. You can see right here how big the camera bump's gonna be. You can see the volume rocker right there. You can see the insanely thin bezels. Of course, we have the USB-C port, just like from Unknowns21 and Ian Zelbo, and a look at how this volume rocker and button's gonna look, just like Ian showed off, so everything is really nice and accurate. And now we even have measurements for everything: the length, width, thickness, the camera bump thickness from the back glass to the camera lens, which is absolutely insane, 3.78 millimeters. Everything is revealed right here from Shrimp Apple Pro, including the dynamic island being the same as it was last year. And thankfully, the earpiece is getting even thinner and more refined this time around, which is another welcome upgrade. And this right here, Shrimp Apple Pro shared of the new action button and volume rocker looks awesome. And yes, it is gonna be solid state. And he even showed this interesting piece off with this weird object sitting on top of it. And I wonder if this is meant for the case manufacturers to know kind of how to integrate their cases to make the features work. And yes, that's exactly what Shrimp said. He said that this is likely conductive padding for the buttons that will be fused in the phone case and will help it receive the full gesture and actions / sensitivity support as other rumors have previously mentioned. That's how the capacitive buttons will continue to work with cases. But here is the banger that Shrimp Apple Pro just gave us. Apparently, the regular iPhone 15 and 15 Plus models will still have the solid state buttons. Yes, they will no longer be physical buttons. They will be solid state, but they're gonna be split into two different buttons like we currently have right now, instead of the one conjoined long button that will be exclusive for the Pro models. And the other thing is that the regular models will have the mute switch, just like they had before. The action button will be exclusive to the new Pro models. Now moving forward, we just got another leak this morning saying that all 4 of the iPhone 15 OLED screens will use the latest best materials, which is apparently the M12 materials, which will be kind of like the highest end, giving us the best and highest quality in terms of the display. However, I do want to mention that only the Pro models will be using LTPO OLED displays, which allows them to have variable refresh rates, and that confirms that only the Pro models will have 120Hz ProMotion. The regular models will still have 60Hz displays, which means that for me, they are unacceptable. I have to have ProMotion now that I've gotten used to it, and it's just such a big deal for me. And the worst news is that according to Ross Young, he says that the regular iPhone models will continue to get LTPS displays with only 60Hz refresh rate until the iPhone 17 regular model. That's when it's getting ProMotion. That is a very long time. So if you haven't already made the switch to the Pro model, do it, because it's a big difference. And the last thing that we have is an iOS 17 leak showing that we're going to be getting a new redesigned control center for the first time since iOS 11. So I'm excited for that because we've had that for a long time and I want some changes with better features as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this video with those new dummy casting models showing off what it's going to be looking like and those really close render details. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Click the circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Check out one of those two right there. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.